Alright, welcome to another 10-minute episode of Everything Sports with Aman and Evan. I'm your host, Evan Garber, and today we're going to be talking about the crazy college football playoffs semifinal games that went on yesterday, New Year's Day. Two absolutely insane games, both going down to the very last play of the game. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms so you do not miss out on any of our content. And I do apologize, of course, for us not posting a whole lot this past week. Of course, we did take some time off to be with our families and celebrate the holidays. So happy holidays to all you guys. And of course, happy New Year. Hope you have a great 2024, great Kobe year. But now let's get into it. We'll start off with, of course, with the first game, the Rose Bowl. Michigan beating Alabama in overtime, 27-20. What an absolutely electric game that was. Definitely started off a bit slow, but things turned up in the second half, and of course we had that great ending in overtime. And I was watching the Pat McAfee version of this game, and they honestly seemed a little bored too. And you had Pat McAfee going out there and just talking about the punts, how they were doing punt dots. Of course, he got hyped either way about that, but it seemed like the most hype he got most of the game, honestly. Um, I know he doesn't care a whole lot about either of these teams. Of course, he loves college football in general, but uh, I mean, when you have a guy like Pat McAfee just talking about the punts the whole entire game, mostly, things aren't exactly going the way he thought they were going to go. And that's not a fault, of course, on either team. Both teams just playing absolutely great defense. I'll start off with Alabama's side of the game. They had plenty of miscues early in the game, and they struggled to get much going offensively, and that proved to be a big difference in this game. The second half, they started off with a lot of run plays and a lot of quick outs to avoid getting sacked, but that they went away from that really quickly, and I found that really odd because it was very effective, and it seemed like that the only way they're moving the ball was either Milrow using his legs or getting a quick out to either running back or tight end or something like that. Just like a quick swing out, a quick screenplay maybe or something. It seemed like the only way they're moving the football, but they tried to do some deep plays early second half. That did not work out very much at all. Michigan defense was stifling, especially since that D line in Michigan was absolutely dominating this game. You didn't really want Milrow dropping back, although he is a pretty mobile guy. You didn't want to drop him back because Michigan's pressure was just so strong. And I'm not sure why Alabama went away from those quick plays because it was very effective. And then they go out there and they just had to punt the ball early first drive, second half. It didn't really make any sense. I mean, you're moving the ball super effectively. Why go away from it when it's working so well? I get it. You kind of want to catch Michigan off guard, maybe try it once or twice. But once you saw it's not working, go back to the bread and butter. Go back to what was working. And especially on the last play in overtime, you would probably want to use Milrow's legs to your advantage. They tried to go run up the middle, but that definitely did not work at all. I'm not sure what the heck that play call was. I get it. Maybe you're trying to catch Michigan off guard. You expect them to guard the pass. Maybe Milrow could easily just walk up right up the middle. But, I mean, that's what the D-line is, obviously, and that's what linebackers are, obviously. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I would have done maybe a play-action play. Maybe roll out right, roll out left, something like that, and have an option. Maybe either throw it to tight end, wide receiver, whoever's out there, or scramble and try to beat the defender, try to beat the corner, safety, whatever it is. Try to beat that guy and score a touchdown that way. But unfortunately, that's not what they did. It was kind of a sad ending to a really great game. But move on to Michigan side of the game. They had plenty of special teams miscues, and this game really should not have gone to overtime. They had the drop punt. They had the missed field goal. They had I believe they had the drop on the snap of the field goal as well. So many miscues Michigan special teams wise, and that proved almost costly in this game. Michigan, of course, Alabama forced overtime. They had a chance to win it, but Michigan did sneak out barely in this game. And like I said, it was really the defensive line that was the huge part of this game, getting so much pressure on Milrow early, and that really seemed to mess with the offensive plays that Michigan or Alabama was trying to run. They really couldn't get much going offensively other than Milrow doing by himself. I'm not sure how they really didn't game plan against Milrow. Like you would expect them to be like, okay, Milrow's gonna run it. Like it's pretty obvious. To all this being effective right now, you would expect them to try to contain, maybe on a QB spy or something. But Milrow just kept getting open somehow. He kept finding a way to get yardage. So that's probably one thing I'd probably want to fix for Michigan. Although Penix is not the same as Milrow, he's probably not gonna run as much as Milrow did. But Penix is an absolute beast, as we'll get to. Now, move on. Washington versus Texas. Washington winning 37-31. And honestly, I thought this game was over early. I don't really know how Texas had a shot at the very end. Of course, that play calling was very, very poor at the end. But start off with Texas. Or sorry, start with Washington actually. They fumbled the punt early second quarter and allowed Texas touchdown, and that really kept them in the game. I thought Washington for sure was going to run away with it at some point, but that fumble kept them in the game, kept them close and heading to the second half. I'm pretty sure it was tied at halftime, and then they scored a field goal after the fumble by Texas. And they didn't look back from there, but I thought at that point after the fumble, I was like, okay, it's over. Washington's up 7. They're going to score a touchdown again, and it's be a 14-point game, and it's whatever, it's over. But they held them to a field goal, stuck in this game somehow, and found a way to pull off a miracle almost, and had a chance to win that game. Of course, had that injury to the running back. That proved costly, will be costly, of course, for Washington and the championship game. But that was a pretty big loss, of course, for Washington, and also that gave Texas a big chance to win that game, which of course they almost took advantage of. They almost did win that game. Move on to Texas, of course. I'll talk about the end of the game. Honestly, the end of the game was pretty weak for Texas. Of course, they did get down to the end zone, the red zone. They had a chance, of course, but when they had 15 seconds left on the clock, whatever it was, I would just go 2-3 plays at the end zone, 3 or 4 plays at the end zone. I wouldn't check down like they did on that one play. Why? Why check down? If he catches the ball, he's probably going to tackle in balance, and then you run time off, and the clock's going to run out. I don't understand that play at all. You got to take touch in the end zone. You got to give yourself a chance. The last play, it wasn't the best play, I don't think. It wasn't a bad play either. He tried to give him a chance, got the receiver a chance, but of course he did not come down with it. I would have probably liked a better route on that play. The wide receiver maybe like cut in, cut out, maybe cut out, cut in, whatever it is, or he can come back, like something to get open. He didn't really get open on that play, and that's why he did not catch that ball. But I also think that Texas could have extended the play a little bit more. They had some time. Of course, 1 second left in the game clock, but on that play, they had a lot of time. So maybe don't throw that ball. Maybe look for something else. Look something more open. I think maybe. Then maybe you can try to win that game, but of course they didn't. Texas. They really, like I said, they really didn't deserve to be in this game. Honestly, I don't think Washington should have dominated. I literally gave up. I was like, oh, this game's over. I'll just stop watching this game. But Washington cannot put them away for whatever reason it was. And of course, Penix is an absolute stud. Penix with 400 yards that game, was an absolute beast. And I think he took the loss of the Heisman Trophy personally. He's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to win the Heisman, but I'm going to show you I deserve to win the Heisman. I'm going to show you I can lead this team to a championship game and win it all against Michigan. Now, I do think that Michigan-Washington game is going to be an absolutely electric game. It's going to be really interesting to see Michigan's defense going up against Washington's insane offense, Michael Penix Jr. And of course, JJ McCarthy, he struggled a bit in this game. Of course, Bama's defense was pretty good, but it'll be interesting to see how Penix can do against this tough Michigan defense. And of course, we'll see if JJ McCarthy can get back to a little bit of form. He looks struggled, of course, early in that game, and I think that he's gonna bounce back. And Washington is gonna have some trouble on both ends, and I think that Michigan is gonna end up winning this game. But honestly, Washington could easily win this game because JJ McCarthy could struggle again. Washington could just keep piling up points because that's what they do. They have such an insane offense. Michael Penix Jr. is absolutely insane, absolute beast. Of course, that run game was kind of non-existent in that game, but I mean, when you drop back as Michigan, it's gonna be tough because Michigan's defensive line is so good. Of course, they don't have the running backs, so it's gonna be a really tough game for Washington, I believe. But if Penix is him, like he showed you that he is this game, I think that they could come away with this. But I got Michigan winning it by, I'll probably say by 14 points. I think it's a high scoring affair, but I think Michigan comes out with a win in the championship game next Monday. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Let me know who you guys think is going to win college football playoffs, and how you guys think the draft is going to shape up now that we've seen how these players perform in the playoffs.